Hello everybody, it's Sarah, and today I want to share with you not all, but some books that I bought in January. And the reason why it's not gonna be all books is because I still want to keep the books that I bought for my secret TBR, well, secret, so I'm not gonna share those here. But anyway, I thought I'd do more frequent book hauls. I think I mentioned that in my Christmas book haul within 2021, just so that the book hauls aren't as long. It might mean that I only have a few books on those book hauls, but you know, it's just more frequent, quicker videos, easier to film, and so on, and I feel like they might be less boring. However, even though these book hauls are more frequent, I have so far still read already most of these books that I'm going to talk about right now. Although the first book I'm going to talk about is an exception, and that is Towers of Midnight by Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson. This is the 13th book in the Wheel of Time series, and the reason why I have not read this yet is because I do not even own book 12 yet, and so I also haven't read it. I talked about that before as well. I cannot find book 12 in this edition anywhere. However, I had intended to just order all the last 3 books that I'm missing at once and then just read them. And only this one arrived. Book 12, as I said, they didn't have it. And book 14 is still on the way to me, so you'll probably see it in my February book haul. But yeah, that's why I have not read this yet. Although this will definitely be read by the end of the year. Also, this is such a chunky boy, but it's also really floppy, so that's really satisfying. Also, I love this color. I love dark blues. Next, I have The Betrayal by Bridget Collins, which is an accidental buy, or was an accidental buy. I had intended to buy another book, and I thought this book was that other book, but yeah, it wasn't, obviously. And it's the first random buy ever of mine that I didn't end up enjoying. I actually really dislike this book. But if you want to know why, then you'll have to watch my January wrap-up, because I have already read this book. So we'll leave my January wrap-up linked down below and up there. But I'm not even sure how to describe what this book is, because it's just so random and nothing really happens. But basically, it's kind of a dark academia book that is set at this school or academy where they have this game, which is called the Grand Jeu. So the big game, the grand game, basically. And you have 2 timelines. One is the present, where you have 2 POVs. One is a young man who returns to the academy, and the other one is one of the magisters at the academy. And then you also have a timeline in the past where you follow the man as he went to the academy as a student. And yeah, I didn't enjoy it. But again, if you want to know why, watch my January wrap-up. Actually, by the way, this goes for all the books that I mentioned in this haul that I have already read. I talked about them in my January wrap-up. I think I talked about none of them in my mid-month check-in, so all of them were in my end-of-the-month wrap-up, so I will leave the link down below. As I said, obviously. Anyway, the next book I bought was Iona by Alison Goodman, which is the sequel to Eon, and it's the last book in that duology. This is an East Asian-inspired YA high fantasy. In the first book, we follow Iona, who disguises herself as a boy under the name Eon, to maybe take part in this choosing ceremony for the next dragon eye. And in this world, there's always 12 dragon eyes, so 1 dragon eye for each dragon, and each dragon, they correspond with like the Chinese zodiac, kind of. Not all of them. And the mirror dragon eye, there hasn't been one for years and years and years. And Iona is chosen, and so we follow her as she learns about being a dragon eye, but also learns about politics and intrigues and so on. And yeah, this was the sequel, and so I read it finally, finished another series, ticked it off of my TBR, and I'm quite happy with that. Then I have The Sword of Kaigen by ML Wang. This is a standalone adult high fantasy that is also East Asian inspired. However, this is, or I guess would be considered, own voices because it is written by an author with East Asian heritage. And in this story we follow a mother and her son, Misaki and Mamoru, and we follow the two of them as their village is attacked and how they deal with that and so on. I do have a full review of that, so I have already read this as well. Absolutely loved it, cannot recommend it highly enough, so definitely go and check the review out if you're interested, which will also be linked down below and up there. Next, okay, story time first. I am ordering quite a few books at the moment because I still have all my bookish gift cards to spend on books for, you know, that I got for Christmas. Anyway, so I'm getting quite a lot of books currently, and I can kind of a little bit keep up with what is coming and so on. So one day the postman was in front of the door and I opened the door and he had 2 packages, and I was like, I mean, I ordered 2 books that should be coming right now, but I would have thought that those 2 books are small enough to fit in one package, and both of those packages were quite big actually. And I was like, weird, whatever, anyway. And I opened one of the packages up, and what looked at me was, you know, a gift bag. You know, one of those Amazon gift bags, and I was like, huh? Because I did not expect to receive anything. And then a few days later, the same thing happened again, where I was like, this package I did not expect, because I'm pretty sure I got all my packages from Amazon already. And I was like, huh, what? And then there was a gift bag inside. And the 2 books that a lovely subscriber sent to me, so thank you so much. I absolutely, as I said, did not expect it whatsoever, were these 2 right here. So the first of those is Master of Poisons by Andrea Hairston, which I have not read yet. I also do not know what it is about exactly. I just know it is an African-inspired adult high fantasy, and I'm guessing poisons are gonna play a role in this, so maybe some spies, some assassinations and so on. And I have not read this yet, as I said, but I am going to be starting this once I'm done with the next book I'm gonna talk about. And then the other book I got, or graphic novel, was volume 1 of The Sandman by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Sam Keith, Mike Dringenberg and Malcolm Jones III. And this is a graphic novel, or a bind-up of a comic series actually from the 90s. And in this we follow Morpheus, the Lord of Dreams, as he is kidnapped and then escapes and then has to find like his items of power again and so on. And I really enjoyed this first one. I have already read this, as I said, haven't read this. And again, thank you so much, because yeah, I was so surprised, and I cannot tell you how thankful I am, because I'm still not over it. I'm honestly still not over it. The last book I have for this haul is a book that I am still currently reading, and that is The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick, which is an author duo. This is also an adult high fantasy. I'm about halfway through the book, enjoying it so much. And basically we follow Ren, who is a con artist, and she goes back to the city of her birth to like pull off her biggest con yet. And what she wants to do is to kind of try and become part of this noble family. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. On the side there's also some mysteries of like some children going missing and then being found and they can't sleep anymore, and then some people being like ripped apart in front of others by literally nothing. And yeah, there's some creepy magic stuff. There's some awesome politics, like kind of not small town politics, but trade politics. This is very Venetian inspired. Absolutely love the atmosphere. But anyway, this isn't a wrap up or anything, so why am I talking so much what I love about this book? But yeah, I'm reading this right now, probably gonna be done in the next few days, and then I'll start Master of Poisons. So yeah. Also, this is by far, so far, the prettiest book I got, because this is just gorgeous. But yeah, anyway, that was the last book, and that was it for this book haul. If you have already read any of these books, tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts were on them. If you enjoyed this video, maybe think about giving me a thumbs up and also maybe subscribing. All the links to my social media are in the description box down below, so go and check those out. All the links to my book club of Queens, Witches and Valkyries, where I read one adult high fantasy book written by a woman per month, are also in the description box down below, so go and check those out as well. And with that said, I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!